So coming back from Tennessee was fun. Kind of stopped and did some urban exploring of old homestead slash buildings. One was like a church, school. Another was the Santa Fe Depot. And in that same town, a high school, gas station, and old brick church. And then a few other homesteads and markers and what have you. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't get that one on film, but a historical university in Mississippi just happened. Didn't even know it was there. Coming into town, this small town, and this big. I saw the old but still used college on the one side. I turned my head to the right, and here's a big abandoned building. I'm like, what? And like you can pull in the drive, and I pulled up to these buildings and walked out to the street, and there was a sign saying Historical Institute of whatever, Mississippi. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I didn't go through them or anything due to being right there. I was like, ah, cop or something's gonna come strolling by, car sitting right there. And it was pretty, the one was like a theater, because you could, the wall, the sidewall was missing. However, on my trip back from Tennessee through Oklahoma, I had this cop in a small town. I don't know if you saw the video, but he was kind of an ass in a way, like a friendly ass. He didn't expand on anything. He's like, why'd you speed up? Why'd you speed up? Because the sign says 65. So, good thing is with technology, I went on Google, looked at Street View, and even though it's in the middle of nowhere, it's just been updated March of 2022 this year. So nice crisp pictures. And so he made it sound like I sped through town, like he got me speeding through town. He didn't tell me where he was sitting or anything. Just, you were doing 60 in a 40 zone. I was like, no, I was not. I slowed down. And I slowed down because I was like looking for old buildings to film and stuff. So I know for a fact I slowed down, because when I went back through Street View, it was like, oh yeah, that's right. The abandoned basketball court, that's right. That's when I was like, looking at that like, huh, it's abandoned. Is there an old, and kind of looking for, I saw the new school. I was like, is there an old school right here? And then there was an antique store a little further down. So I think he was waiting in this like school behind these trees, and he was probably getting people coming from the other way into town, and he got me accelerating going out of town. I did not go 60s, or why would I slow down from 65 to 60? That makes no damn sense. And he changed it to, I got you going through town versus going on the, why'd you accelerate? Well, he already admitted I accelerated. He saw me accelerate. But then he, at the end, he changed his tone to, you accelerated from 60 to 65. Well, why did you, if that was the case, why did you make it so dramatic that I accelerated? That wasn't the case. He was like trying to figure out, damn, you know, this guy I didn't get him going through time. I had already gone, per Google, 0.7 miles. I already went through town. And the school was like mainly the last piece. And I must have, while I was looking at the basketball court that was abandoned in this antique store, well, I don't know if it's a store. It said antiques. I was looking in, everything's overgrown in it. In the, you know, even on Street View, well, because it was just taken in March, so not much different. so it's pretty cool. You can go on and use technology and, you know, map your distance and everything. And, oh, he claims he was at this. Well, the only thing at that road is the school with these huge trees that you can't see to the east. So you might be like, well, what's this going to do for you, though? Looking it up. Well, the ticket is, it's not like he just said, here, I'll just write you for 5 over because he knows he's lying. And he was like, you're Colorado. I know what was going through his mind. He was like, you're from Colorado. You're not coming back here. So I looked it up. It's only 4 hours away. So I called the court because that's the other thing that was strange. He came back with a ticket, of course. And I think he might have said, I wrote you for 60 and a 40. Handed me the ticket and said, call the court. I was like, I didn't have to sign it. I don't know if that's an Oklahoma thing. You don't have to sign. Which I find odd because, I know, it's like one of those things. Like, what if I'm like, a buddy borrowed the vehicle or something, I don't know, you know, some weird circumstance. It just seems weird that you wouldn't at least get a signature. I don't know, I've had to sign for tickets in the past. You know, they basically, that way they have your signature saying, hey, you're signing a contract that you'll take care of it one way or the other, you know? Oh, and get this, the ticket actually on it. Hey, these are the ways you can plead on the ticket. Guilty or no contest. Nilo contendere. Sorry, my Latin's horrible. But no contest. Those are the 2 ways. So I called the court. The court clerk was probably the friendliest person I've ever met. But the thing is, I already kind of knew how the town operated because I must have called while they were on lunch. Because I got my time zone confused when I called. And in the message goes, have a blessed day. You know, call back, have a blessed day. And I'm like, you know, that kind of tells you about the community, right? If on their government thing, they're saying have a blessed day. So that means be ultra polite. And at the end of your conversation, wish them a blessed day. Hey, you know, you have to read people. And I might not be religious, but I've never knocked somebody for being religious, unlike some people like I know, like Witcher Whitfuck. But, yeah, so I'm not anti-religion like some people in, you know, whatever. You know, use what you can to play the role that they would like you to play. Be polite, be nice, be soft-spoken. And so I was all those things when this poor clerk picked up, and she was like super nice and, hey, yeah, a lot of people, you know, you can hire a lawyer in town and fight the ticket, or, you know, you can do this. Pipeline's there. I'm not going to do pipeline. I'll save my butt. Do it for a different day. But, yeah, most people get a, you know, you can get a lawyer, or if you want to do it. And I was like, well, you know, what's the process? What's this? What's that? You know, I said, well, if I write something and plead no contest, will the judge read it and maybe make an alteration to the ticket? I'm not thinking the fine. I'm just thinking like 20 over, whatever. The fine, get this, is $279. Probably because it's 20 over, but that's pretty outrageous anyways for middle of nowhere. That's why I'm like, it's 4 hours away. I might go, even if I end up still paying the $279, maybe I'll go ahead and get it reduced to a non-moving violation or something. I've never had a court yet where if you just say, hey, and the judge seems like she's hemming and hawing and not gonna do in your favor, hey, Your Honor, I just don't want to have these points. I have a clean record. I feel very strongly about this, otherwise I wouldn't have driven all the way down here with gas prices at $5-6 a gallon, probably by that point. And you know, can I at least have it as like a non-moving violation for the same amount? And I've never had a court go, hey, we won't do that. They want the money. I could ask for, the clerk said, well, you can ask for deferment, but you know, you have to do the come in bench trial. Oh, so the date on the ticket appears at arraignment. I was like, yeah, obviously I'm not going to drive down there twice. I go, if I want to plead no, you know, not guilty, she goes, oh, I'll just put it before the judge and she'll pick a day. And she goes, just call back and you get that day. And I was like, okay, I'll just think about it. She goes, yeah, you got time. The ticket, you know, we have the printed copy. It's just me.
Hey, Meeker.
Oh, hey.
You don't know me. I know your channel, man.
Oh, okay.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I'm just yapping away, going slow.
Right on.
No one at the parking lot, so.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect day.
So where was I talking? See, meet nice people. He knows my channel. Isn't that amazing? I find that I'm just like flabbergasted. Like, I only have 12,000 subs, but I'm sure a lot more people see my channel and just don't subscribe, you know. So, yeah. So, yeah, talking about my ticket and the court and stuff. You know, it's well worth me, I think, going down there. They seem friendly. There's a lot. I might research, see if I can find any info on the judge, do my due diligence, and see exactly what is what, you know. If it seems, if the judge is like the clerk and is a down-to-earth person, I think I might be able to explain, like, yeah, I slowed down for the town. Officer did not see me. His concern was I sped up before the sign. I did speed up, but instead of like hearing me out or anything, he wanted to change his argument from you sped up to you were going 60 through town. No, I was not. And so that's why I'm pleading not guilty, Your Honor, because the fact that his conversation with me was a lie. He didn't witness me going through town. So if he got me from the angle that he was behind trees getting people coming their way, he got me speeding up, which is why he was wondering why I sped up. But when you see my pictures of this town, okay, I slowed down for town. I went through town. School's like the last real thing, and there's like fields, and I kind of, you know, street viewed through, and I guess I technically was still in a 40 zone or 45 zone. I mean, I'm surprised right there. But it seems like it's a speed trap town due to what you see. Usually a lot of these silo towns, as I call them, you know, these farming towns in Kansas, Oklahoma, what have you, you know, they have like a silo and a couple buildings. These silo towns, you slow down, and as soon as it opens up, there's a sign. So their sign is quite far. So I might have, as I was looking at the antique store, not noticed the school sign for 35, which school wasn't in session. And I might have, or wait, I take that back, sorry. The sign's, I believe, 45. I'm doing this off my memory from looking at this the other day. And I didn't pay attention to the right side because that was just like silo stuff, you know, for grain, the grain elevator. I'm not, So I was looking at, unless he was waiting over there, which is a possibility, his view has still been blocked from the building or silo or grain elevator, whatever you want to call it. But I'm pretty sure he was within the school tree area, because that would be a perfect hiding space. You know, I took screen captures of all this from street view. So, you know, I would first have him say where he was exactly. And, you know, I did a screen capture of the street maps. Like, where were you? You said McNabb, but where exactly? And if he says, oh, I was right here, you know, by the school or whatever, I'd be like, okay, so whether you were next to the school or you were on this angle road with all these big trees, you did not see me or radar me coming into town. Is that correct? And he would have to say, that's correct, because he can't see that direction. You know, and then I would say, so, your original argument, your original complaint when you pulled me over that I sped up, and I said, yeah, I did speed up, you didn't ever at any point said, you know, the sign there, that was actually a 45 sign or something. Obviously, you changed it to that I sped through town, and that's why I'm here today, because you made me sound like I'm a liar that I sped through town, and I did not speed through town. My daughter, even when I left, was like, Daddy, why is the cop lying? So, you know, now you have to explain to a 10-year-old that not all cops are bad, but when you're in these small towns, they just want to make money. Now, I might not say that in court, but I might mention that, you know, and my daughter mentioned something, and you know, I didn't know really how to respond to that, because I back the police, and my family does, and well, I don't, you know, didn't know how to respond to that, because obviously there's bad people in every profession, or there's people that will tell little fibs, but, you know, in this case, a little fib costs somebody money, and it's not just the money aspect, it costs somebody points on their license. I'm sure this officer wouldn't like getting points on his license in Colorado. Just like Your Honor, I'm sure, wouldn't like the same situation, because it's playing with me. Instead of being like, hey, you obviously should have sped up, you know, but you did, you know, and I know it's officer discretion, but did this really warrant an honest mistake? And when you look at the pictures and you say, there's nothing around, there's no safety concern at all. There was no kids out, school's out for the summer, people are not out, there was no traffic, zero zip. And after, I do believe the officer did just come back to town. So he was done waiting in that spot, because like I said, there was no one on that road. I hadn't seen anyone. I know I didn't go great distance, but the time I was on there, literally no one. And you know, it just does not make sense that somebody would slow down from 65, maybe a little over, you know, with cruise control on, just so you don't get the people. Wow, what is going on here? Somebody made this, put the logs here, somebody got mad, removed the logs, and now we got a berm that's all messed up. What is somebody doing? Please, you know, what are you doing? Jesus. So I need to come up here and, I guess, either put the ramp back. It was actually, whoever built it was actually kind of fun. It was just a simple ramp that went up and over. It was not a big deal. No one would get stuck there. But now it's like, instead of removing it totally, they half-assed it. Anyways, back to the speeding ticket. So I'm leaning towards going to fight it, if nothing else, just so I don't get the points. And the thing is, I'll go see more places and I'll write that off for YouTube expense, you know. I'm videoing more old homesteads for my channel, expanding on that. So I'll be able to write off my vehicle, which I already do write off mileage. It's only 4 hours down there, so you know, I'll give me plenty of time to get to court. Even the arraignment day, stuff in that town doesn't start early. It's like 10:30, so you might be like, what if they start at 7 in the morning? Oh my god, you know, you gotta like leave at like 1 in the morning or something crazy, you know. Like, no, I looked at the ticket, the arraignment day is 10:30, so I bet the hearings, watch the hearings be odd. So that's where, I guess, when I call back, I need to ask, like, when do they typically have the hearings? It might be a certain day, and so, and then what I'll do after they make it, I'll let a week go by, and then I'll call and I'll get it changed. Some say wait till you get closer and see. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll wait until it's, you know, a couple weeks out or something, or a week out. Be like, oh, you know, blah blah blah, you know, can I get this postponed? There's usually a lot of postponement or two, and just get it freaking postponed. Play the game, because there's more chance that the officer doesn't show at that case. So yeah, you'll say, oh, then you drive all the way. Well, yeah, but if I get be dismissed and I don't even have to pay the $279, then I just spent money on whatever fuel is, you know, maybe a quick fast food bite to eat or whatever, and that's it. Of course, this is coming from somebody that can take the time to do this. I know a lot of people, you're working and stuff, you'll be like, $279, man, I make 50, 60 bucks an hour, you know, it's just cheaper to pay it and take the hit on the, if the points do come to Colorado. Well, I'm not worried about the points because my record's clean, but and Colorado doesn't typically bring in that stuff, but insurance still might see it. It's hit and miss on your insurance, and even if they don't see it now, they could see it in a couple years and still have time to raise your rates.